All right, everybody, welcome back. We are diving deep today and taking a close look at Hanlim Pharmaceutical.
That's right, a Korean pharmaceutical company.
And, we always like to go through and look at the financials.
Absolutely.
See what we can find. And
there's some interesting things going on.
yeah, there are definitely some practices that we need to dig into, and we're going to figure out, on the spectrum of totally normal to kind of shady, where does this fall?
Yeah, are they just really good at business, or is there something else going on?
Yeah, and I think a key question we want to keep in mind as we go through this is, are some of these practices that we're going to look at actually benefiting the family that controls Hanlim Pharmaceutical?
Right.
Potentially at the expense of the company's overall health.
Yeah, so at the expense of, other shareholders and just the company as a whole.
Exactly. So let's jump right in. I think one of the most interesting things that jumps out right away is looking at HanlimMS, which is their subsidiary.
Right.
And it turns out that they get a huge chunk of their business from their parent company.
Yeah, a huge, we're talking over 95%.
95. That's unheard of.
That's incredible, especially when you look at the industry average, which hovers around 6%.
Right. So you're talking like the pie chart is one giant slice for the parent company, and then just this little sliver for everyone else.
Exactly. And, over the past 5 years, these deals, this business between the subsidiary and the parent company, it's resulted in about 450 billion KRW in distribution margins.
Okay, so that's a serious amount of money.
It is. In fact, it's 16 times higher than the industry average.
16 times. Whoa. Okay, so this is definitely something that we need to look at. And it's not like it's illegal for companies within the same group to work together.
No,
right?
no, not at all.
But this level of reliance, 95%.
It raises some questions.
Yeah, it does. Especially when you consider that the controlling family, we're talking about Chairman Kim Jong-un.
Right.
They've received a combined 67 billion KRW in dividends over the past decade.
Yeah, so you see a lot of money flowing to the family, and then you look at the subsidiary, and it's basically just getting all of its business from the parent company.
Right.
It makes you wonder if this is a case of what's called tunneling.
Tunneling.
Yeah, basically it's like, think of it as a way to kind of secretly funnel money out of a company.
Right, so kind of like a secret tunnel out of the vault.
Exactly. And it's often done to benefit, those who are in control.
So are we potentially seeing signs of that here?
Well, that's the question we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, and it's definitely something that the Fair Trade Commission, the FTC, they're definitely keeping an eye on this kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They've really been cracking down on this type of activity.
Especially with mid-sized companies.
Yeah, like Hanlim Pharmaceutical.
Exactly. And they've even, gone after other companies in the past.
They have. Companies like Otogi and Kwangdong Pharmaceutical both went through similar investigations.
Wow. So it's not like this is completely unheard of, but Hanlim, they're saying that they're aware of the concerns.
Right.
And they're claiming that they're making improvements and that they're operating within the law.
They are, but it's important to note that the company's leadership actually transitioned to the founder's son, Kim Jong-un, back in 2011.
Oh, wow. So a new generation is running things.
Yeah, exactly. And that kind of adds another layer to this whole thing.
It does. So let's just sort of recap what we have here. We've got unusually high transactions.
Right.
Going on between Hanlim and its subsidiary, and those transactions seem to be benefiting the family that controls the company.
And we've got regulators watching the whole thing closely because they want to make sure that everyone's playing fair.
Exactly. And, Hanlim saying, hey, we're playing by the rules.
Yeah.
But the data, it raises some questions.
It does. And I think this is a good point to leave our listeners with this question. What does ethical business practice really look like in a situation like this?
Yeah, good question. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.